Good evening and welcome to today's YPS Meet webinar. Today I'm joined by another YPS member, Murli Santanam. Hi Murli.
Hi, Hadik. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Before we proceed with today's session, a few announcements on behalf of YPS. Only 3 days left to submit your best work to the YPS International Salon 2020. So hurry up, go to the website salon.ypsbengaluru.in and start submitting your images if you haven't. And if you already submitted images, we have an option that you can also change them at the last moment too. So do check it out. Our next YPS Meet live session is on biodiversity of India. We will be having a presentation by Mr. K.M. Narayan Swamy. Now, without further ado, let us talk about today's session. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Mr. Anil Risal Singh, our today's presenter, finds and brings forth beauty in the most ordinary, common things which usually go unnoticed. Let me welcome our today's presenter, Mr. Anil Risal Singh. Welcome to YPS. Anil sir, how are you?
I'm perfectly fine. Thank you. Thank you so very much for inviting me for this virtual meeting.
Happy to see you, sir. Murli, can you introduce Mr. Murli, Mr. Anil to our audience?
Oh, yes, it's my pleasure. And welcome, sir, to our Bangalore program. It's really happy to be having you with us, with the
Thank you.
YPS
Thank you
members
so
and
much.
also the followers of YPS. Thank you so much. Let me do a brief introduction because we're going to really have an exciting evening looking at amazing pictures, views, forms, and colors from Mr. Anil Risal Singh. And I don't want to be stealing the thunder from all the viewers. Okay. Mr. Anil Risal Singh, MIAP, MFIAP, ARPS, FFIP, AIIPC, Honorable FIP, Honorary FICS, and lots more titles to his credit that you can see runs 4 lines. Okay, and all these 4 lines of accolades comes from 45 years of love with photography that not only brought him honors but also lots of credentials, accolades, and positions. He was the president of FIP for 4 years till 2016. He is the president of the 40-year-old Lucknow Camera Club. He retired as the head of photo division from National Research Laboratory for Conservation of Cultural Property, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. At 66 years, Mr. Singh's passion for photography is burning brighter than ever, keeping him busier than he used to be when he was in employment. He has won more than 250 awards and 1,500 acceptances for his pictures, including UP Lalit Kala Academy Award 3 times, UNESCO Award, Sony World Photography Award, Kodak Excellence Award, SAARC Award, Venice International Photography Award, just to name a few. There's a whole lot of things. You can actually see a lot of details about him on the YPS website. More than 500 of his pictures have been published in various journals and magazines. He has been appointed by Nikon India to be the Nikon influencer and the guide for Nikon products. He has been a teacher, guide, writer, member of jury, award chairman, and every role that you can think of. But he will be remembered fondly by everyone who is acquainted with him for two things. One is his sunny smile, and, and second is his humility and approachability. I think I cannot see him really. I think his 45 years of experience doesn't show anywhere when you actually talk to him and move with him. My first acquaintance with Mr. Anil Risal Singh happened when he visited Bangalore to be part of the jury for the YPS International Digital Salon 2017. We were still gathering experience in running digital salons, and it was lucky for us to really have such understanding and cooperative jury members like Mr. Anil. We enjoyed every moment we spent on those 2 days, and I hope Mr. Anil Risal Singh also had a great experience at that time.
Yes,
I had
indeed.
later, yeah, later also met him at Kausani as part of a workshop and was blown by some of his pictures. He is one person who can make everything around you look interesting. You can see beauty in things that you ignore and walk away, right? And make them look beautiful too. I can't really wait to see his images, right? And I'm sure I think none of you are also going to be waiting to see his images. And I request him before he shows his pictures to say a few words about his visit to Bangalore. We all, I think, would love to relive a few moments of what he was experiencing when he was in Bangalore. Thank you so much, sir, and the stage is over to you.
Thank you so much, Murli sir, for your very interesting introduction of mine. My association and relationship with Bangalore, and especially the YPS, is very old one and very intense. Uh, I was there 3 times as a jury member for YPS salons. Otherwise, also I visited Bengaluru many times, and actually this part of our country I like very much. So I quite often travel to this part of the country for official work and for my photography interest. And 2 times I took my family to Bangalore. So my relationship with Bangalore and especially with the YPS is very intense. I have got a many very good friends in YPS, and it's my privilege today uh, to be interacting with you this evening. So thank you, YPS, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Uh, so I think it's really, I think, good to see that. I think you have been here. Of course, I've been a late joinee for YPS, right? But I think I still can remember everything that has happened during the 2 days of salon judging, our dinner together and all those things. I think it's real great experience. I'm really, I think, looking forward to see that I think your pictures are going to be blowing away the people, I'm sure. Okay, I'm really waiting to see. And I
Let's
will
see, let's see.
interject if required with any questions, or if audience comes up with any questions, we will interject. But we'll try to, keep the interruption as much little as possible.
Okay, okay, fine.
So
So,
you can start, sir. Thank you.
okay. Uh, Again, I wish to thank YPS for giving me this opportunity, and especially your president, Mr. H. Satish. And I'm really delighted to be with you this evening and sharing my work and my thoughts with you all. For anybody involved in art and aesthetics, it is very important to share his or her work with the people. And this evening, I'll be sharing my work and my thoughts with you. And once again, thank you so very much, YPS. Uh, the theme of today's presentation is experimentation, my experimentation with form and color. Uh, Before starting the talking on the actual theme, I would like to let you know that for about 45 years or so, I enjoy doing landscape photography. Why I do photography or why you people do photography? There will be only one answer, because we love doing photography. For me, when I'm able to make a one good photographic image, I feel tremendous joy and happiness and contentment within myself. And this is the prime thing I'm doing photography. Uh, Name and fame, honors, awards, these are all secondary things for me. So I do photography because I used to get a tremendous joy and happiness, and I think it must be same with you all. When I said that I did especially black and white photography for a very long time, 45 years is a very long time. So I should share some of my black and white landscapes with you, because seeing is believing. Location sites are already there on the screen, so I won't repeat it. And the year in which this picture was made, that is also there. So after doing landscape photography for 45 years, I started questioning myself that if I am able to make a beautiful photograph out of beautiful landscape or scene in front of me or in front of my camera, what so very special I have done. It is already beautiful. It may be that I have added some beauty by photographic process or out of my imagination, but that thing is already beautiful. So I have done nothing very special. Then I strive to create beauty out of the ordinary looking common things which usually go unnoticed. And a new journey has begun. And this new journey is my experimentation with form and color. Uh, I would like to quote here Tim Walker, where he said, only photograph what you love. Yes. And these days I am loving doing experimentation with form and color. For a very long time, I loved doing black and white landscape photography, but these days I am loving my experimentation with form and color. As Tim Walker said, only photograph what you love. This is very important thing. So a new journey has begun, my experimentation with form and color. The new journey. From the very beginning, I have always had a very strong liking for colorful geometrical and graphic forms found in nature as well as in man made structures. With the passage of time, this liking has become stronger and further stronger. I started looking and striving for the possibilities to extend the essence of these elements to transform them into the contemporary art form. uh, how important these forms and colors are. I would like to quote from the Holy Book of Bible, from first book of Holy Book of Bible, that is Genesis, first chapter and second verse, where it is written, "In the beginning, the universe was dark and without form." The Holy Bible further says that universe was without form and ugly. God created earth, heaven, and every living creature and gave individual form to everything. Then he said, "It is good." So, the form is very important for this universe and especially for the mankind. Here, I'll share some of my old black and white studies. This picture was taken in 1974, long back. Here, if you can see in the foreground, uh, a play of different forms of lines uh, is there. So, at the when I was doing the black and white landscape photography, at the back of my mind, uh, there must be something, and there something you can see in my early black and white landscape pictures also. This picture was made in 1975. It is in black and white, so no color is there, but a definite play of different forms you can see in this image. These are the desert studies. In fact, these are the landscapes. For me, this is the study of texture, line, and forms. No color is there, of course. So there was a change in my landscape photography also in due course of time, and ultimately it has changed to a new journey. So some of my later landscape I am sharing with you. So you may imagine how gradually uh, I'm changing my attitude, my perception towards making of images using the medium of photography.
So I may ask you, sir, I have a
Yes,
question
please.
actually, because lot of people think that you stop learning after 60 years of
There
life,
is there
okay?
is there is there is
So
no
you seem to have started
there
learning
is no
something.
end of learning. Uh, I think so. The one whole life is not sufficient to learn.
Okay. Yeah. Any specific trigger that sort of made you think, okay, what am I doing with landscapes? Why can't I do something different?
Yes, here these are some different genre of landscape you can see. A definite play of texture and line is there. So how I was changing to landscape to experimentation of form and color. This is the very gradual change. So these are the transition period images I'm sharing with you.
Okay.
This is the color picture, and of course this is a landscape. But I like to put it in the category of my experimentation with form and color. In nature, there are tremendous combination of form and color we may encounter for. This is an urban landscape. So, and here in this picture in the foreground, you may see a definite geometrical signs, twin triangles. So these days, I'm loving doing such type of photography. Form and color are used as the medium of expression, explored by man when they did not have the verbal language. And very good and common example is the prehistoric cave paintings. Uh, the early men, when they were not having the language to communicate, they used to communicate with uh, making different forms with the ochre or terracotta color. uh, so form and colors were associated with man and mankind from the very early age, a prehistoric age rather. So here these are some prehistoric cave paintings, about 35,000, more than 35,000 years old, uh, found in Indonesia. So I mean to say that these two factors, forms and colors, are associated with man and mankind from very early age. In Indian traditions, colors are used as the symbols while practicing rituals. We all know every color has got the different meaning. For example, red color symbolizes love as well as bloodshed. Green is symbol of fertility, and so on. Uh, these are the some examples of alpanas and rangolis, and I'm very sure in every part of our country, these the traditions of making alpanas and rangolis are very common. And in alpanas and rangoli, we have different forms in association of different colors. So, in our life, in Indian life, form and color are a very integral part of our life. Uh, in our ritual forms and colors are used to make alpanas and rangoli on every auspicious occasions. These alpanas and rangolis are made, which are nothing but the combination of different forms and different colors. Another example I'll take, the example of Indian artisans. Here I am taking only one example of the potter, Kumhar. These Indian artisans have got a very strong sense of form and color. And few images I'll be sharing with you from the potter's place, and you can see and imagine how strong perception these artisans are having as far as form and colors are concerned. Beautiful designs, potter's creation. I would like to quote, uh, this is in Hindi, but I am sure you'll be able to understand. अधिक दूर देखने की चाहत में बहुत कुछ पास से गुजर जाता है. Most of the time, we strive to to seek beauty, to see beauty at the longer distance. But if we see carefully, these beautiful elements, these beautiful pictures are very near to us. And here I would like to quote Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. He, he very rightly said, "We don't look at our doorside beauty, we strive it outside at distances." There are lot of beauty nearby to us. We should be able to see that. That is very, very important. We should not strive and go at the longer side to seek it. And friends, this is, of course, a landscape or seascape, you can say. My main object is these scattered grains and these colored threads. Those were very close to me. And the wide angle lens was being used to cover a lot of areas. So this is very true that we should not strive for the beauty at distance. They are very near to us, and these two pictures are very good example of that. In the foreground, that is very near to me or my camera, uh, the pattern created by the sea waves are beautiful, and in fact, this is my primary subject. All the other elements are the secondary. Uh, as I have said in the beginning, my main aim and concept is to create something unusual from the most usual and ordinary looking things. Friends, this is Chai Wala's Bhatti, and these two vertical black forms are very, very interesting for me. And in the foreground, this is the blue polythene lying there. So these days, I am enjoying capturing such type of common things with the medium of photography, with the hope or with the experiment to give a new shape and beauty. This is a tribal hut and some of the things they use in daily life. Very common sight. This is
Love,
a boat,
love the
a
color
very
sense
typical
they
form of
used.
the boat. And this picture was taken with mobile. And I'll come to the point where I'll say something about the mobile photography. Again, this is a very common sight in the park. Another picture. Incidentally, this picture was taken at Bengaluru. A new building is coming up, and that is the very common site where new buildings are being made.
Yeah, I can recall, growing pains at Bengaluru.
And during the lockdown period, I did some photography, not going outside my house, but inside my house. I did some photography and I enjoyed it. And these days I am using the mobile uh, for photography, and I'm really loving it. I'm not very fussy about the equipment. Whatever equipment is at my disposal, I'm quite happy with it. For a very, very long time, I'm using Nikon 300S. Last year or so, Nikon appointed me the Nikon influencer and gifted me their mirrorless Z6 camera. It's a it's a really beautiful equipment, and I'm loving using it. But friends, I would like to let you know that when I am on special photographic outings, for example, last year we went for landscape photography workshop at Kausani. Of course, I am using this Nikon mirrorless Z6 camera, but at the same time, I was using my mobile also very frequent, and I'm loving it. So I think this technology is giving a very advantageous thing to us. We are carrying camera all the time. So whenever we see the picture, we'll be able to capture it. Because in the olden times, uh, it was not possible to carry a camera all the time. But now we are carrying the camera all the time. So this is a very good thing modern technology gave us, very advantageous situation. And really, I'm using my mobile camera these days lot more. And this picture is also, this is the VIP guest house Chandigarh, and I was not having camera, and this image was made with mobile.
Can't believe that this is a mobile picture. So beautiful, actually. Actually,
Thank you.
the mobiles have replaced the regular
The
cameras,
compact
right? As
compact
travel,
cameras. Yes, yes,
yeah, for
yes. You're
most of
very
the
right.
like family photographs are never now taken with regular
Exactly.
cameras, I think.
Exactly.
But yes,
Exactly.
we do carry around cameras, and I think more than anything, it's just capturing the moment at that time is more important than just I think looking around for the equipment. I think.
Exactly. Exactly. This image is from the Ghats of Banaras. You all must be knowing that Banaras is one place which may be called the heaven for photographers. Another picture. I always believe that pictures can be made anywhere and everywhere. Pictures can be made anytime and every time. And also, the beauty lies in the eyes of beholder. In Lucknow, we are having Lucknow Camera Club, you all must be knowing, and we used to have the different outings, photographic outings. And one fine Sunday morning, we went to a park of at Lucknow, and somebody spit the pan peak spit on the stone, and it made a very peculiar form, and I made this image. I feel this image is very interesting. So pictures can be made anytime and every time. I believe my perception is this, and this is also mobile picture made during the lockdown time within my house premises, and I love doing such type of photography. Very ordinary subject matter in fact. Another picture. This is also a mobile picture, uh, a conceptual image, you can say. Green Deepavali. Another picture, the rotten things at the corner of the house, but these rotten things may come up with the beautiful image. Again, the mobile picture. This is again a mobile picture. So friends, we are in very advantageous stage in the modern time. We are having camera all the time with us. I would like to quote here Edward Stitchen. Every other artist begin with blank canvas, a piece of paper. The photographers begin with finished product. Very, very true. We photographers usually subtract or remove things, the disturbing elements we use to remove from the picture. Other artists used to add the elements, but I may be prejudiced in my thinking. This removing and subtracting things are more difficult than adding the things and make a work of art. So photographer's job is much more difficult than the painter's work job.
Yeah, I think
Some
that's a good comparison, right? That's a
thank
great
you.
comparison. I think I've seen. I think people. One problem that we always have as photographers is that we can only take what is there, right? So
No,
unlike
it is. It's not
artists,
true.
right?
It's not true. It's not true at all. And few black and white landscapes I'll be sharing with you. I always think that there is a landscape within a landscape within a landscape and within a landscape. These landscapes. This is a survival series I made about 12, 15 images. I'll be sharing 4 images over here. A very small part of a land. Uh, in fact, there was a snowfall last night, and these images were these small plants are trying to survive in the adverse condition. So beauty is very near to us. We shouldn't go at the longer distance. Curves are always beautiful, whether found in nature or the human body. Curves are always beautiful. And this is This picture I like very much. And I always say, if one is able to make a picture with lesser elements, the beauty will be of some very high standard. And here, very few elements are there. And again, I would like to quote Leonardo Vinci, where he said, simplicity is ultimate sophistication. Yes, friends, it's very, very true. Colors and form play important role in our life in many ways in terms of utility and aesthetics. Yes, it is. In this world, form and color are important aspects and attributes for everything, whether living or non-living. This is a typical Lucknow picture. These are the kurtas and other clothes of the chicken work. In Lucknow, we are having a river that is called Gomti, and at the bank of the Gomti, these people used to wash and give starch to these chicken clothes and hang to dry. And when there is air is blowing, they used to go inside these clothes and make a very interesting forms. And this is one study of, I used to go many times to these bank of Gomti river to capture these images for my experimentation of form and color. One image I am sharing you with you friends. In nature, we find numerous forms and colors, and these forms and colors give concept of beauty and sense of aesthetics and stimulate human mind. And for me, most important thing is to get stimulated by seeing any photographic image. That is very important for me. Very common sight. This is the water reservoir at Amer Fort, Jaipur. This rugged texture of the rocks and these algal growth in the water, because water was there for a longer period of time, and when water moves, a very interesting forms you can see in. So in combination, all these things are very ordinary. Another picture down south, Trivandrum, Kovalam beach, some sand, some rocks, some algal growth, and some water waves. That's it. This is again in Rajasthan. Uh, it may be called a landscape study. For me, it's my experimentation with form and color, a different way of looking to the landscape or textured desert beauty.
Yeah, this is fantastic, sir. So the
Thank you,
colors and
thank
the
you, thank
lines
you
and
so very much. And this picture was taken in Gujarat, Kutch, run of Kutch, a lonely patch of cloud and some road markers painted in white. That's it. I'm loving capturing such type of images these days. And friends, a few images I'll be sharing with you of our neighboring country, Maldives. We were there for some official work, and Maldives is uh, tiny islands are there. Many, some hundreds islands were there, and we were provided a plane which can be landed on the water. So height was not very much, and I made some pictures, and you can say my experimentation with form and color. Beautiful shades of blue you may see in these pictures. Maldives is the one neighboring country, which again is the photographer's paradise, and it is not very far. From Trivandrum, it used to take about 1 hour or so flight. So, if you get a chance to go to the Maldives, it will be very good. These are the coral stone islands in making. So, these were few images from Maldives. And friends, I'm sharing with you at present the my experimental image of form and color found in nature. These are the agriculture field, uh, different geometrical forms you can see in combination with different colors. This is from the Arku Valley, and this is from Patna. These are all agriculture fields, but for me, it's a form and color. It's a combination of form and color. How you are looking at things, this is very, very important. Another another this is from North Bengal. I forget the name of this river, but that is not very important. Another picture of the same place. Again, some algal growth in the river. This picture was made few years back in our Kosani landscape workshop. Mr. Thrish Kapoor's place at Kosani, and a definite geometrical forms, friends, you can see over here in combination
Yeah,
with
great,
color.
great example of simplicity and forms and colors. Really beautiful.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. So few images I'll be sharing of the same area. Now this is a close up of the flower, but for uh, this image, when I used to see this image, that is, I feel it has not flower now. It has become something else. So when you go close to anything, it transforms, and this may be a good example of that. So I'm looking for the form and color in nature in flower, and this is again a close up of the red rose, but now it has changed, it has modified into a new thing. My experimentation with form and color. Friends, this is an image from the Andaman. That is a Ross Island, and that is again a very good place for photographers. It used to be the capital of Andaman, but due to a big tsunami, everything was destroyed and this place was abandoned. And in due course of time, this vegetation and root formation, trees, but very, very interesting things we may found over there. So two images I am sharing from the Ross Island. Again, at the background, these deplored or deteriorated construction, and this tree, uh, it symbolizes a beautiful woman is standing in front of the ruin. So again, I'll quote: "Beauty lies in the eyes of beholder." This picture is uh, uh, Rajasthan, a typical village, village of Rajasthan, having the mud house, and this log is lying, and I perceived as a beautiful lady is lying on the beach. So such type of visualization and imaginations are needed sometime. Another picture, it's a stem of a tree only. I'll be sharing with you some friends my study of the adenium plant. In adenium plant, there used to be very interesting forms when you look at this plant carefully. Three or four images uh, I'll be sharing with you. Curves, and I said you must be knowing curves are always beautiful. When you go close, there is some sort of transformation.
Have you used any specific lighting
No,
for these
no, not at
pictures?
all. These
If
these
you can.
are in the daylight, ambient light. And when I
Okay.
see this image, I always feel that a mother is having a child
Yeah.
in her lap.
Flaps. Yeah.
And Albert Einstein very correctly said, "Imagination is better than knowledge." Yes, it is. Imagination is having higher place than knowledge, friends. And some studies from the tree stems I'm sharing with you. And incidentally, this image was made in Bengaluru. I forget the name of the park. I was there as a part of the camp from National Lalit Kala Academy, and for a week, and I made some very interesting images of these tree trunks. And this is one. This is another one. Uh, Deterioration is there, and I feel most of the time deterioration may depict a hidden beauty of that object. And this image was used as the in the calendar of Lalit Kala Academy uh, in 2018 19. So I'm some more pictures from the tree trunks I'm sharing with you. And some of my friends and well-wisher used to say when they see these images, they said, "Anil, your these photographs are very much resembling to the paintings. They are not looking like a photograph; they are looking like a paintings." I, with folded hands, I thanked them for their compliments, but I used to request them also that kindly don't compare photographs with the paintings, because when you compare something with something, you are elevating with which you are comparing the things, and you are downgrading the thing which you are comparing with. So photograph will remain a photograph, painting will remain a painting. These all uh, fine arts are, uh, we cannot separate them. In fact, not only the different mediums of fine arts, but in fact, uh, literature, poetry, uh, uh, drama, these all things are uh, cannot be separated. These are the different loops of the change. So, but we should not compare one thing with another. So, I used to say, I used to think in that way. I know when they say that your photographs are looking like a painting, they are appreciating, they are complimenting my images. But in fact, uh, I feel such type of comparison should not be made. So
I
these
have a
all
question.
images.
I have a question
Uh,
for you.
yes, please.
So the previous picture or this picture, any of these pictures, right? So
Okay.
when you, uh, I'm sure, I think, I don't know, there are different types of trees. I don't know whether it's eucalyptus tree or some other tree
This is
was, right?
from the eucalyptus tree. Yes.
Okay, so how do you start thinking, okay, there is a picture on this? Because generally we walk past the eucalyptus tree, we don't even, tend to stop to see what is there. In fact, in Bangalore,
Yes.
people only look at it from perspective of seeing whether there will be any spiders or anything. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
how do
We should.
you see a picture?
We should go to seek very carefully. We should give time. And as I have said, beauty is very near to us. We should able to see these things to be seen. That is very, very important. And in due course of time, it is very difficult to explain in words, but in due course of time, you'll be able to see, discover these images with the time only. So, in words, it is very difficult to describe how I am able to see these images. Actually, when I see through the viewfinder of my camera, uh, there used to be a great change uh, in looking at the things. So, I think with the time, one may learn to see such images. Uh, Again, I would like to quote Elliot Erwitt, where he said, "Photography is an art of observation." Yes, it is a very much art of observation. It is about to find something interesting in an ordinary place or thing. It has little to do things you see, but everything to do the way you see them. It's very correctly Elliot Erwitt said.
Yes.
Again,
I would like to interrupt here, and what Murli sir asked, and the way you responded, that it's difficult to explain how to capture this. I mean, it's very much easy to shoot a landscape which is already beautiful. You just compose it to one third or something, add something in the foreground. Everything is set. The
That's
stage,
right.
you just need to hit the shutter with keeping few things in mind. But when it comes to these kind of things, you need time, you need patience, you need to see in the way which even you wouldn't have thought. So spending time with it and experimenting, okay, well, how would this composition look, how would this crop would look, or let me go a
That's
little bit
very right.
here. So
That's
it's
very
really
right.
fun to do all these things. So how do you basically spend time, like you just sit with the subject, or you come back after 2 3 days, or what is your process?
Actually, it is a sort of, I would rather say it's a sort of automation.
Okay.
That's why I told you it's very difficult for me to explain in words. It's a sort of automation. When I look from the camera viewfinder, there is a sort of transformation for me. And I may say that with the time and with the passion, one can learn to see these hidden images. That's all.
So do you find any specific places you go to repeatedly for taking
No, no, no,
photos?
no, 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 not at all. Not any specific place. Wherever I go, I try to observe and discover these images. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. Just see how interesting this is. This is the straight photo image from a tree trunk. A lady in a veil, you can say. Just see.
It's really fun, you trying to depict like what's there in the image, and if you ask 10 people, you'll get like 20 answers.
Yes, it is there. It is there. So these are some of the images from the tree trunks, friends. And now I'm sharing my images of form and color uh, made from the man-made structures. The churches used to fascinate me a lot. So two, three images of churches I'm sharing with you. This is a very old church at Arco Valley, and this is a part of the church. And this is a part of the swimming pool of the resort where we stayed when we went to the Arco Valley. And three images I'll be sharing with you uh, with the theme of form and color.
The architecture of the swimming pool would be so happy to see this, because someone is actually trying to see the art in it.
I don't
Instead of-
know, but I was very happy to be there and capturing these images. I don't know about the swimming pool, Hardik ji. And this is again when the water ripples. There used to be a very interesting formation, and reflections are very interesting things for me. I made lot of studies of the reflection. Few images I'll be sharing with you.
the tricolor.
Ah, yes, you can say this is a resort from Rajasthan. We were there in the FIP convention, uh, Udaipur FIP convention. This picture was made, and this picture I made it upside down. It doesn't matter if you look, you make it upside down or whatever it is. It's upon of your imagination. If it is looking much better and beautiful, doing it upside down, why not? And that's why it is very rightly said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Your imagination is very important.
इसका मजा अलग है.
These images deal with patterns, forms, and colors, and their relationship derived from the classic ideals of balance and symmetry, friends. And this is the image from the Banaras Ghat. You can say the leading lines are full of geometrical pattern. This image is having. This is the common site of Lucknow. This picture was made at the Lotus Temple. Are repeated pattern in the form of the shadow and highlighted area.
Brilliant.
This picture was made in FIEP's Congress at Seoul. Another image from the same place. These images are based on theme, form, and color, which are visualized, conceived, segregated, or isolated, and thus created. This may be the methodology, friends. These images created mostly from the ordinary looking structures. This is from the place at Lucknow called Residency, and this is one of my favorite place. Few more images I'll be sharing with you, but very common sight. Another picture from the Residency to show the inner vision through the pictures, which create something unusual, and that unusual comes to life from looking at them through the camera viewfinder. This is a warehouse, the outer of a warehouse at Maldives, full of geometrical signs. Circle is there, square is there, rectangular is there, triangle is there, and of course, in combination with two striking colors. Very simple. This is a desert cooler and the arc of the old building. I removed the stand of the desert cooler because, uh, in my thinking, it was a disturbing element. So it was removed by Photoshop. That's it. Again, my main and concept is to create something unusual from the most usual and ordinary looking thing. This is the road sign you find. That's it.
This
And
is,
this is again one of my favorite image, friends.
yeah, it's very beautiful. The leading lines and the arrow and colors, red
Yes,
color
yes,
and the
yes.
lighting, side lighting, everything is beautiful.
Sometimes I intentionally add human elements as my pictures, but when I add them only as the form or color, not as a human form. So some images I'm sharing you. This is the Glasgow Museum at Scotland, and I waited some time. I composed my picture and I waited some time because I felt that some emptiness at the lower right hand side, and I waited some time looking at my camera viewfinder, and to my fortune, a lady and a gentleman, a lady wearing a red cloth, a red coat, moved into my picture, and I pressed shutter release button, and this picture was made. So sometimes we'll have to wait to create a
Yeah.
picture. This is a tomb at Hyderabad. I asked my friend to go and stand over there. Usually, I don't ask or instruct people to stand over there, to sit over there, to raise the hand, but sometimes I do, and this is the exception. Another exception. This is the outer wall of the Universal Studio, full of geometrical forms and full of different colors. Here I asked my daughter to go and stand over there. This picture was made in Udaipur, a textured, beautiful wall of the fort, another wall of the fort at the upper side, and two human beings, probably a mother and a child, wearing a striking red color cloth. At the backdrop, blue turquoise sky. That is all. These all are the very common subject matter. Another picture. This is again the outer of one of the Universal Studio, and I waited some time to have some human presence in my picture. And when this man entered into my picture, I pressed the shutter release button of my camera. Another picture. This picture was made in the street of Singapore, and I used to make these paintings and billboards or advertising banners interest me a lot. I made the combination of people and such things, and this is one example of that.
This is really outstanding. This
Thank you, thank
umbrella
you.
that umbrella is something that he was carrying, or is it a
Yes, yes,
backdrop?
he was carrying. In fact, this is the candid shot. I was
Okay,
able to take only one shot. Uh,
okay.
so,
I think it's
and
been taken at the right, most appropriate moment, because I see that
maybe,
he
sir,
started
maybe,
taking
sir.
many of the montages
Actually,
when
I I was interested to take few more shots, but I was not able. I was able to take only one exposure. This picture was made in Fiat Congress in South Korea. Again, this picture is from Banaras. Here in this picture, very interesting thing. As I said, deterioration sometimes make it more beautiful. Because just imagine if this wall would have been well plastered and painted, uh, s- uh, I was not interested to take a photograph. This flecking of the paint and deterioration in the plaster of this building material is all which created the beauty in this visual. And at the top you can see some tantric signs are there, some geometrical form, the dot at the center, and some triangles are made, and a presence of human being is very interesting over here. Another picture from the ghats of Banaras. These are the Hindu mythological signs in the foreground, and a devotee having this uh, Bhagava shawl. And but for me, this is all study and experimentation of form and color. Another picture. This is the Rani Ki Vav from the Patan, Gujarat. Again, outer view of some warehouse. Again, this picture was made with the mobile.
So, has it happened so that you are walking with your family on the streets, or
Yes, many times. Actually, when this picture was made, I was with my family, and they used to say, "What you are doing there? You stopped there and taking time. What you are doing?" So such times happen. I'll be sharing an interesting. The thing you said is really very very true, and uh, in my slides to come, I'll say something regarding that.
sure.
I feel there are splendid lines, forms, and energy and space, which are brilliantly crafting balance between the stability and movement, and inspires me to use them with the sense of aesthetic possibilities. Uh, there is a university in Lucknow. They used to call me as an external examiner. This is Integral University. When first I went there, this is the new modern campus, and I found there is a lot of interesting subject of my interest. And whenever after that I go there, I used to go with my camera, and after finishing the official work for an hour or so, I roam about in the campus and doing photography. And few images from this Integral University I'll be carrying with you. This is again. I framed my picture and continuously looking at the camera viewfinder. And when this lady with the red cloth entered into my picture, then I took this picture. And this picture, this is
That's the
again
moment.
one of my favorite image. Very simple. So again, I will say pictures can be made anywhere and everywhere. These pictures were made in the mall of Lucknow. Whenever I used to go for shopping with my wife and family, I used to carry a small compact camera. This picture was made with Nikon Coolpix 5 megapixel camera, and I used to push my wife into the shop to do shopping whatever she likes, and I try to make some images. So two images I'll be sharing with you. When these two images were I made when I was there with my family for shopping in a mall.
That's pure smart move.
This picture was made in Disneyland. These colored concrete pathways are made for children, and intentionally I add the half of the body of these children because to show the life into this picture. Another picture. This is the uh, tracks of the toy train. And again, at the top, I intentionally included half of the human body. In one of the Lucknow Camera Club's outing in a park, this old locomotives were mounted there. Beautiful light was there, and this image was made. A bus, some painted areas on the bus, and at the back, some concrete structures of the building. Again, few colored buses are standing over there.
What a continuity.
And this again, my study of form and color. I was passing through a tunnel. It was taken in the running car. Actually, a lot of experimentation is needed. This picture is there is a car museum in Ahmedabad, and I found it very interesting. Whenever my son is in Ahmedabad, so whenever I go to visit him, I made it a point to visit this museum, car museum. This picture was made with mobile. This picture was made with Z6 mirrorless camera, and this picture was made with mobile. Again, sometimes I add a texture. Here, the adding of texture is helping it out. So in this image, also a texture being added. Again, this is the old unused bust at the back of the Salarjung Museum, Hyderabad. My subject matter is always very, very simple and ordinary. This is the close up of a car. And again, the deteriorated surface. I was there for a judging of a salon in a part of West Bengal, and we were uh, made to stay at the PWD guest house. And at the uh, one corner of there is a big campus, there was unused vehicles were dumped up, and after doing judging and all that, after, with some interval, I used to move with my camera, sneak into that place and made some picture. The deteriorated painted surface, two images I'll be sharing with you. I always feel deterioration made the subject more beautiful.
Yeah, so it gives time and depth.
Exactly. Visualizing forms and colors scattered around us, my work deal with the pattern and color and their relationship derived from the classic ideals of balance and symmetry and form. This is my very old picture. There is no color. This is a black and white picture, so color won't, may not, should not be there. But a definite geometrical forms you'll find in this brick and plaster structure. This is the Jantar Mantar of Jaipur, and at the back, in the sky also, there is a very interesting formation of the cloud. So I'm showing this image uh, when I was doing the black and white landscape photography. At the back of my mind, somewhere there was a nick of this form, and later on the combination of form and color. This is again the modern skyscraper multi-story building, and again full of geometrical forms. Very simple image. This is again one of my favorite image. Uh, Image made of few elements and simple elements. And again, I would like to quote: "Simplicity is ultimate sophistication." Very ordinary subject matter.
So what I'm loving and learning is the way you're adding layers. You know, the layers of elements in your images is extraordinary.
Thank you so much, Aditi. Thank you. It is said that fine art has two main weapons at her disposal: form and color. Yes, very true indeed. And this picture is again from Ghats of Banaras, full of leading lines of forms. A tiny dog with the raised tail is a very integral part of this picture. Again, this is image from Banaras. Very few elements are there, but I think this picture is represented Banaras 100%. Again, very simple subject matter. This picture was part of my portfolio, which was awarded at All India Fine Arts and Crafts Society, New Delhi. A portfolio of 6 pictures. And this picture was again made in Arku Valley, a mud wall painted blue, a shadow of a bamboos and chapper, and a broom was lying over there in a way. This is all as far as subject matter is concerned. Photography mainly being practiced, we all know that as a medium of documentation, and secondly as a medium of fine art, as a medium of creative expression. Photography, when it is being used as a documentation, we all must be knowing it captures authentic reality, provides authentic information, shows reality, nothing but reality. Here, when we are using photography for documentation, nothing is allowed to be added and nothing is allowed to be removed. But when we are using photography for our creative expression as a medium of fine art, we can do anything. Sky is the limit. Photography is not only the most powerful medium of recording and documentation, it is also unique and creative medium of self-expression beside being one of the youngest fine art today. My philosophy and my thinking is it is not necessary for me that photographs should communicate. Yes, when you are using photography for documentation, it should communicate. But when you are using photography for your creative expression, it may communicate, it may not communicate. For me, the important thing is photograph should be able to stimulate the human mind. This stimulation may be in the form of joy, happiness. This stimulation may be in the form of anger. This stimulation may be in the form of irritation. This stimulation may be in the form of grief. But your image should be able to stimulate your mind. That is most important thing for me. A photograph may have number of meaning depicting on who is looking to it. If you give one photograph uh, to 10 people, 10 different, they may come up with 10 different stories. So it is all subjective. Each person determines their own vision of what picture says or does not say. All meanings are subjective. Uh, in lighter mode, George Barak said, there is only one valuable thing in art, that thing you cannot explain. Very old Chinese saying that one good photograph is more than 1,000 words. If a photograph is more than 1,000 words, why should we try to contain our photographic image into the words? It is not necessary at all. And in the lighter mood, I'll say, share this. Pablo Picasso carried a revolver loaded with blanks, which he said, which he would shoot at people who ask about the meaning of his paintings. It is said, and very rightly said, good photographs are good like good jokes. If you have to explain it, it just isn't that good. Words cannot and should not explain work of art. And Dustin Sparks very rightly said, photography is the story I fail to put into words. So for me, uh, a story behind every photograph is not necessary at all. Ansel Adams said, a true photograph need not be explained, not can be contained in words. Another one by Elliot Erwitt, the whole point of taking pictures is so that you don't have to explain things in words. Bruce Bowman said, photography is non-verbal language. Actually, photography is the universal language rather.
Yeah.
Minor White said, photography is the language more universal than words. Very true. More pictures in combination of form and colors. Shadows, a very common sight. Again, Deterioration used to make things beautiful. Same, this visual is also conveying the same thing. Since color and forms are well niche, innumerable their combination, and their influence is likewise unending. Yes, it is. It is unending. This picture was made when I was there to attend a camp at Jammu and Kashmir Lanjit Kala Kendra. This is a typical South Indian house inside artist village at near Chennai. A small sort of open auditorium or stadium, you can say. I don't do much work in Photoshop. Yes, I do not like to alter my primary photographic image much. I usually work with the sharpness, contrast, brightness, and color. I used to say I worked um, many years making my images in dark room, and in lighter mode I always say previously I was using the dark room, now I am using the light room. So the things I was doing in the dark room, those things only I'm working with using the modern software. I usually work with sharpness, contrast, brightness, and color, but sometimes I add a subject or texture if needed. So some images, this is a water fountain at the outside of the Indira Gandhi National Center of Art, and some texture was added in the background and foreground. That's it. Again, here I changed the color of these circular stairs. Of course, we all know the original color must be of terracotta, but I changed it to my liking.
Another
Thank
brilliant
you, thank you.
photograph, sir. I think all circles, right, and few lines and similar colors,
Yes,
right, and
yes.
shades.
When
Really, I think
uh,
it takes you
painters
to a
used to
kind of
have
place.
all the liberty to draw as he or she like or want it, or whatever color they want to add to it. Why not photographers?
Yeah, we need to come out of that. We have heard people saying कि why there are no details in the shadow, और ये ऐसे ही होना चाहिए. This is
No, I don't believe in these things. This is one of in camera outing. We stopped there for a tea at one of the members' place, and this is the corner where he used to kept all the unused and rotten things. And this picture was made there. This picture was made full page by Better Photography. These pictures are from the Jantar Mantar of Banaras. There is a small Jantar Mantar on the ghats of Banaras, friends. Very simple. Some texture is added, certainly. This is again the universals. Very peculiar forms were there at the outer side of this restaurant. This picture was made at the same place. Uh, for to receive the Sony World Photography Award, they invited us and have the exhibition at Palace de Festival at Cannes, and this picture was made there. You may feel the typical French touch in this picture.
This
Let there be
beautiful color.
light. Thank you so much.
Beautiful colors. Really nice.
And party is over, but there is always a possibility of picture making.
this is amazing. I mean, the plastic, the green, red, and the tree, which is completely like
Yes,
almost
yes,
bright.
yes. These beautiful things are there. Only we'll have to see them. Only we'll have to discover them.
See the
Connect.
Again,
diagonal line.
this picture was made at the Palace de Festival, where the awarded pictures of the Sony World Photography Award was there, and my portfolio of 10 images were there. We were different guests were there, we were meeting different people, seeing the other awarded pictures, and at that time this picture was made. So again, I always very strongly believe that pictures can be made anywhere and everywhere. Another picture. This is the street, common street of Maldives, full of geometrical patterns and different colors in combination with different colors. Yes, this is again one of my favorite picture. This was accepted and well appreciated in 3 years back for National Lalit Kala Academy art exhibition. This was made in again in the South Korea on FIEP Congress.
So, for my curiosity, was there a car in front in the previous
Yeah,
image?
this is the top of the bus, a part of top of the bus.
Ha ha ha.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is a modern structure at Lucknow made by our former Chief Minister Mayawati. This is called the Ambedkar Udyan. A small portion of that red sandstone structure was made. Very interesting and strong shadows are there. And light was coming at the angle, making the texture of this portion very peculiar. I'll be taking some case studies, three case studies, friends. And first is residency. I told you that residency is one of my favorite places. So some of the pictures I'll be sharing with you. I won't say much. Just see these images. Uh, I always advise whenever anybody able to visit Lucknow, go to residency, or you tell me, I'll come with you and go to residency for photography. This is a wonderful place for photographers. Few years back, I had a solo show, 25 large size images of residency. I try to reduce all raw visual materials into the basic forms, lines, shapes, patterns, and colors. And then I used to play around these elements till I finally compose my images.
Another another beautiful set of images. These well images are amazing.
Very interesting forms,
Yeah.
Murliji, you'll find here in this place called
Is this
residency.
a hotel or what type of place it is?
Actually, English resident used to live over here, but in the mutiny of 1857, the rebellions destroyed this place, and it comes under the Archaeological Survey of India, a protected monument,
Okay.
but in the form of ruins.
Okay.
For me, it is important that these images should be able to stimulate the viewer's mind and thoughts. Each image attempts to show a connection between the physical and non-material world by making visible what others would not have seen or missed. Very interesting. I accentuated colors a little, but this is a straight photograph. Again, this is one of my favorite image. You may say a ghost in the residency. The shadows are playing such a interesting role here. Symmetry sometimes add to the beauty. Try to have a distance from the cliche in the content. I always work on this. Repetition of style, subject, and content make it stale. I think that way. We should we should always have the tendency of experimentation when we are working with art and aesthetics. Again, from the magnificent walls of residency. It's a very simple image, but whenever I see this image, I always feel that tremendous amount of energy is oozing out from this visual. Should have individual vision. This is very important for me. It's experimentation, and we should be innovative. Experimentation is the need of the art. It gives freshness and innovation. If we see the history of art, we at the different intervals we see the different isms, and in fact, these different isms are the different sort of experimentation for the group of artists. So experimentation is very very important for me. And the second case is the study the Jantar Mantar, New Delhi. So few images I'll be sharing with you. Photography is the easiest art, which perhaps make it hardest. Yes, true indeed. Licit model said. This is a shadow selfie, you can say. And repetition of style and subject content make it stale. Yes, mostly acceptance of new truth is not easy. Yes, indeed, it is true, because we guard our idea of what is real. We should learn to phenomena of seeing things beyond the obvious. Should learn to see the unseen, make visible what others may not have seen. The limitation of photography is in ourselves. What we see is only what we are, Ernst Haas said, and very truly said, very correctly said. I would like to quote here Rumi: "The art of knowing is knowing what to ignore." These two persons are saying the same thing. One is ignoring the iron bars, and one is ignoring the beautiful tree line and skyline and birds and sun. So it depends what you are ignoring. That is that is very very true. It differs from person to person. So the third case study, Lotus Temple. I'll be sharing few images. It's a beautiful modern structure. And friends, I would like to share with you that on the 10 image portfolio of Lotus Temple, I got the national award by the government of India. That portfolio I'll show at the end of this presentation. But now see the different images of Lotus Temple. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and this image is very simple. And again, this is one of my favorite image. Very less elements are there.
And some of these places, I think you have to keep
Yes,
visiting
yes.
again
Well,
and again.
yes.
Every time you go,
Whenever I
it
go
remains the
to
same.
these places, I always come with some new images. Residency, I must have visited by more than 100 times. These are some of the extreme close-ups of that structure, Lotus Temple. I try to look for the unseen in the obvious. It is what I strive to highlight. I feel around us there are innumerable objects waiting to be discovered and explored. My quest is to discover and explore them. A photographer need to be a visualizer, thinker, and above all a dreamer. Friends, we all must be knowing this montage technique. It was invented by the Oscar Gustav Rojlander long back, and his picture of these two ways of life created in 1857, more by more than 30 negatives. So this montage technique is very, very old. I I did some experimentation of my own experimentation of this montage technique of Lotus Temple images. I'll be sharing with you. Before that, see some images. These are a montage with three made picture made with three negatives by legendary photographer Sushant Banerjee from West Bengal, and this is again a montage by late legendary image maker Benu Sen, and this is our foreign friend Harry Wigner, a montage. So montage technique is being used for creating a picture from a very very long time. And this is my picture and my experimentation montages. I made a mirror image, reverse it, and join together. Just like the original picture at the top, I made a mirror image, reverse it, and join together. Again, I did the
It's like
same thing with
kaleidoscope, right?
yes, yes, yes. Kaleidoscopic effect you may see. This is a Lotus Temple picture. As it is, I like it. But then I did some experimentation and came up with this image. Again, the same technique. This is the picture. Then I did some experimentation, made this picture. I further did some experimentation and come up with this image. Creativity requires experimentation. Experimentation, even if it means breaking older and traditional styles or rules. This picture was made, the original picture was top uh, left hand side. I made a mirror image, reverse it, and join together. And then I make it upside down, made a mirror image, and joined all these four parts and come up with just like this image was made. So that's why I said this is my own experimental montage. And a portfolio of 6 photographs of this montage images of Lotus Temple. I got the honorary mention of the Hazelblad International Contest few years back. So I did a lot of experimentation with these images, and with some images I'm sharing with you. For most of us, the acceptance of new truth is not easy because we got our idea of what is real. I have already discussed these points with you. Uh, I would like to quote David Allen Harvey: "Don't shoot what it looks like, shoot what it feels like." Then Gary Vinogard said, "Photography is not about things photographed; it is about how that thing looks photographed. This is again experimental work of Lotus Temple, and this is the image of residency. Just this brick structure is floating in the air. The shadows are making such an interesting impact in this picture of residency. And friends, this is the portfolio on which third time I got this uh, Lalit Kala, uh, UP Lalit Kala Art All India Exhibition of Photography. And this is the portfolio on which in 2012 I got the national award. And above all, friends, on my this studies of form and color, the MPhil was conferred in 2009. I'm really very happy and thrilled when MPhil was conferred to me because it was conferred on my experimental work. So when your experimental approach or work is being awarded, it gives you new sort of energy to strive for better and further. And I always remember one thing. As I said, three times I was there at YPS for judging as a jury, one of the jury member, and in one of that occasion, uh, YPS asked me to show some of my these form and color images, and I always remember uh, late respected Mr. TNA Perumalji was there, and I was very much disturbed what he will say after seeing these images, because these are the experimental images, and Perumalji is a very senior worker using the medium of photography. He may not like this experimental work, but to my thrill, after that presentation was over, Mr. Perumal said me, uh, Anil, I like your these experimental work to a lot. So such type of compliment from such senior personality always is a very plus point. It gives you a new energy to work further. And as Henry Carto-Bresson said, photography is a way of living to me. My camera is an extension of my eye. I always uh, believe and feel the same thing. And friends, these images are just a humble experiment to suggest the nature of geometrical and graphic forms in relation with color and its possible use in photography as an art form. Thank you so very much for uh, giving me this opportunity to share my work and thought and my philosophy with you, YPS, with YPS members and other friends. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I think I can say that you have sort of opened our eyes, okay, because I think we've been seeing things differently. And this really, I think, like some of the experiments that you've shown with color, form, and also with experiment with this, combining pictures, because you never see those pictures when you go and take them, right? Unless you start
Thank
experimenting.
you so very much, Murliji, for these your inspiring words.
I'm sure I think people have some questions. Let us see.
Yeah, we'll start bringing them up on the screen.
I think we've been taking pictures of this architecture, but I think I may visit these places again, just with a different viewpoint now, I think.
It's Shinaji. It's very difficult to say. Uh, what your question is? What does your eye see first uh, as a form and color? There is a no question of first or middle or last. In totality, I used to conceive my image. So as I in the while my presentation, I for me it's very difficult to
Separate.
describe in words. It's a sort of automation in my mind and a heart and an eye and the camera, a coordination of all these things, you can say. And in the passage of time, I am able to see these images, which is all scattered nearby us.
So this change from landscapes to this form of photography, did it force you to change your equipment or do something different? I know
No,
that you have
no,
been
no,
saying that
no.
you photograph a lot of pictures with mobiles, right? Apart from that, did it
Yes, yes.
bring about any changes in your equipment and
No, no,
things
not
that
at
you
not at
carry
all.
and the
As
people that you
I
go with?
have told you that I am not fussy about the equipment. Whatever equipment is at my disposal, I used to uh, happy with it, and equipment is not a big consideration for me. Not at all. Not at all. And I always suggest my younger friends who used to come to me to seek some advice that don't be fancy with the equipment. Whatever is with you, go and try to make images with it,
Right.
because equipment, there is no end to it. Every year every company is introducing many models. How long one may be able to replace and come up with the latest equipment? It is not possible at all.
Question from Girish Mahachari. It is
Yes.
one thing to develop an eye to see the unseen, but a different challenge to bring it into an image. Have you at any time faced difficulty in doing that?
Yes, many times. As I have said, it's a very gradual process, and it took me many years to be able to create or to see such images in the common subject. So it depends upon your passion. It depends the time you are giving to it. In the passage of time is very important. Very sometimes people used to make fun of you. I remember in the initial years when we go Lucknow Camera Club's outing, my friends or fellow members of Lucknow Camera Club, whenever they see anything unusual, they just make fun of me that, Anil, that is your subject, go and take photograph over there. So these things are happen, but you'll have to bear it. You'll have to uh, make good use of such types of comment and carry on. It all depends. Whatever you love to photograph, you should always do that. That
I
is
was
very
about
very
to
important
ask.
thing.
I was just thinking about that point actually, because whenever I think you make a change, because people are used to see your landscapes and amazing landscapes, right? So and then now they start seeing this different types of pictures.
Yes,
So
sometimes
it
there may be change in the perception and the thinking or the philosophy of a person, and it's not only with me, with many persons. It may happen. It depends. It depends.
Okay, a question from Professor Rachenko. What it
What
means?
for me, photography is everything. Uh, I I eat photography, I drink photography, I sleep photography. Only photography. I I I don't know anything except of photography, and I enjoy photography. Above all, I love photography.
Yeah.
Photography is essence of life for me. Without photography, I am a dead person.
Mr. Kasi is asking what difference you found with mobile and pro cameras.
No, not difference at all. Not, as I said, on a specific photographic outing, I am using the latest Nikon mirrorless Z6 camera, but at the same time, I'm loving using my mobile also. So I am enjoying both. No difference for me at all.
Yeah, in a way, as the DSLRs or the mirrorless are going so ahead in technology, even the phone cameras are actually much ahead than DSLRs, in terms of technology.
That's
Physically,
right.
the
That's right.
sensor and the lens are quite small, but then technologically, they are way advanced.
Exactly. And as far as equipment is concerned, if you are a wildlife and nature photographer, yes, equipment should matter for you, right? But not for me. I am not a wildlife photographer. So any sort of equipment I am comfortable with.
Perfect.
And while I think he brings some next question, so I was saying, seeing that you had actually photographed pictures in different types of lightings, right? So I've seen, I think you had pictures with some nice early lighting, some pictures in subdued lighting, and so on. So do you prefer
Yes,
anything
yes, yes.
specific?
As I have said that I believe that pictures can be made anytime and every time in any situation, in every and any situation. So yes, of course, light is very very important, but in any sort of light, even in the adverse light, you may come up with a very striking picture. It all depends.
Spencer is asking, as a jury member, would you accept awards such experimentation in photo contests or salons?
Yes, yes. In fact, I prefer experimental work. As far as my judging aptitude and interest is concerned, I always push for the experimental and new and innovative work. And sometimes I I feel we are following the old tradition, the old style of photography for a very very long time. There should be a change in perception. Uh, in arts and aesthetics, there should be a change with a specific time. That is very, very important. If you are following the same style for the years together, it will be there will that thing will be stale. So I believe in that. There should be change in perception. And experimentation is a very, very important part when we talk about art and aesthetics.
Yeah, and when
This
it
is
comes
my this is my perception. I may be wrong. I don't know. I am sharing my style and my views and my thoughts and my perception with you. I don't know whether you agree with me or not. You are at liberty.
uh, and see, when it comes to salons and contests, salons is like exhibition. If you don't put up something new on the wall, the viewers are not going to come next year, right? It's as simple as that. Just show
Yes,
something
yes, yes,
new to
yes,
the world.
yes, yes.
Yeah. And let's take a couple of last questions, a couple of questions, and we'll come to end of session. This is from Mr.
Okay.
Dev Jain. What are the prerequisites needed to train one's mind to capture color, forms, and lines?
You should have a passion for or nick for that thing, and you should allow time. uh, uh, a time is a great factor. You should pursue with this thing, and then ultimately you will be able to discover such type of the images. That is very important. Passion and the experience, these two things are very very important in my thinking.
Have you reviewed your old portfolio to see whether this they fit any of your new thoughts on those lines of pictures that you have been taking now?
uh, Actually, Murliji, sometimes when I see my old pictures, uh, I feel uh, there is a sort of transitional value in artist life. Sometimes when you start with something, you may end with a different style. That is all. But for me, whatever you are doing, you should enjoy it. You should love it. This is the most important thing for me. And I am doing photography because I love doing photography.
Thank you.
So it has become a long, long session, more than 2 hours. And I'm really, really thankful to all to be with me for this longer period of time and listening to me.
It was a lovely session, sir. We all loved the pictures and your
Thank you.
talk.
Thank
And so
you.
much of messages that I think it'll take us maybe another few days to assimilate all the things that you said.
Thank you so very much, Murliji, for your compliments and nice, nice words. So we may sum up now.
Yeah, we'll take the last question for the day. It's
Okay.
about printing your images. How often do you print your images? If yes, what process do you use?
Yes, yes. I used to get my images printed because looking at the hard copy of your images are very, very important and interesting. So I used to get my images printed. Yes.
Okay. If to all our viewers, if you have any more questions, so you can do connect with Mr. Anil on his Instagram and Facebook ID. We will. Can I request Nandan if you can post the handles on the comment so that they can go and follow him. Yep, that's there. It's there on the comment. Yeah. So coming to end of session, thank you, Anil sir, for coming to YPS and showing something really, experimental and nice forms and nice colors. I would like to, say this that I knew Anil Risal Singh, but I didn't knew Anil Risal Singh like this. So I'm really glad that I came from, you.
I'm happy. I am happy to have such comment from you, Hardik ji. Thank you for your innovative comment.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And it's our pleasure. And I really love
Okay.
what you do. I will keep your images as like, reference and I'll kind of go forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye. Good night. Take care. Take care,
Thank you
friends.
so much.
And again, thank you. Thank you so very much.
Yeah. Thank you all. Good evening.
Thank
Take
you.
care.